everybody. We are here for a Connect Talents interview with Marco Maltoni, that is one of our best friends of Connect Talents. So we start introducing Marco, and let's see, speak about yourself. What about your professional, academic, and also personal background? So what about you, Marco? Tell me.
Good morning, and thank you for involving me in this very important project of Connect Talent. As Pietro just said, my name is Marco, and I am I'd like to say I'm a friend of Connect Talent and also a little bit part of it. My current job is to work for a pharmaceutical company as a marketeer. I'm currently product and promotion manager for my company called Allergan, which is a pharmaceutical and biotech company headquartered in Irvine, in California. I'm based near London, in a little town called Marlow, and I'm working within the European head office with the responsibility to look after the Italian business for one pharmaceutical product, a botulinum toxin.
Okay.
In my previous experiences, I worked with another pharmaceutical company headquartered in Italy called Chiesi Pharmaceuticals. And prior to that, I was a student at your same university, so we were both at Bocconi. We didn't know each other at the time, but I graduated at Bocconi, and I specialized in a Master of Science in International Strategy, with a focus on pharmaceutical and biotech growth strategies.
Okay. So perfect. Thank you for introducing yourself. So we can focus on a little bit on your current job. In particular, which are the most interesting aspects, the most stimulating one, the one you like the most of your job?
This is actually a really good question. I ended up doing what I did now because I very much enjoyed internal job rotations. So I started in my current company in sales operations as an analyst. I then experienced for 3 years sales, and I ended up in marketing. And what I do now is, what I like about what I do now is the internationality of the job. As you probably know, I spend more time in Italy now than I spend in the UK, although I'm based in the UK.
Yeah. I know.
And what I do like about my current job is the cross-functionality, if we can call it like that. In my function, although I work in marketing, I pretty much collaborate with different functions within the company in the area, obviously, of sales, medical information, marketing agencies, and the regulatory departments. So I need to put together the work of several departments to consolidate what is meant to be the strategy for the business I look after.
Yeah, perfect. So, reading your CV, one of the most interesting aspects is that you decide once to move abroad, in particular in London. So, my question is, what do you think this is a good choice? Is been a good turning point for your professional and also personal experience to move in London? So we can what's your judgment about this choice that you made several years ago?
The simple answer is it definitely was.
Yeah.
It was a life-changing choice, but from what I'm aware of, it was a very good choice.
Yeah. And
I don't think I spent enough time thinking about it at the time. It was just what I wanted to do. I really wanted to go abroad, and also for what I studied, internationalization was part of of what I wanted to achieve. And being based in Italy, it didn't quite feel right at the time with Chiesi. So I wanted to look for an opportunity abroad. And the area I specialized at the time was pretty much a niche that was quite in demand within the pharmaceutical world. And so it was I wouldn't say easy, but I was facilitating facilitated in going abroad at the time by the fact that the moment I published my CV, I pretty much immediately found a job in London, and then London was the natural choice because of language. So English was pretty much the only option I had as a second language if I wanted to work abroad, and there was also a geographical factor. Effectively, being myself from Rimini in the center of Italy, I could come back home quicker with 2 hours flying than with 4 hours on the train from Milan. So it was an easy choice, even logistically. And in terms of what that meant to me, it was a very quick decision. Probably, as I said, I didn't think about it long enough, but it was something I needed to do. It was one of my ambitions, and it was one of my long-term goals to develop internationally. And I think that has probably been the best choice I've made so far.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I agree with that. So, according to your experience, in order to develop a well-rounded professional and also personal background, do you think that the international experience is a good choice also for young talents, for young students having just graduated, something like that? Or can you advise a young professional that this is a good choice for their professional development or not?
Well, if you did ask me this question 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said this is something I definitely recommend. This is definitely a nice plus.
Yeah.
Today, what I would say, I would recommend to have an experience abroad, not only because it is a nice plus, but I think it's almost a requirement now.
Yeah.
Pretty much any industry now is global. Pretty much any job now requires interactions with parties which are not only in your own country. So effectively, we are all competing globally. And very simple things like how to operate on several time zones. I personally now work on 4 time zones. So I got the Italian one, the London one where I'm based and I live, and I've got the American one where my head office is based, and then we got our customer services department in Texas. So we pretty much work across a range of different timings, and then different cultures. The beauty of London is the variety of the cultures, and you really get an insight of what it is like to connect with very different people, what it is like to doing business with very different people, because every nation has a different cultural way of negotiating, for example. So if you have to close a deal, you need to interact with people that respond to different things.
Of course.
And this is part of that experience you only gain through internationalizing your CV. And going abroad, I think, is the easiest way to do it, because I mean, working in London and working in Milan, as I said, logistically probably doesn't make much difference, but the added value, I think, is could be great. And at some point in everybody's career, I very much advise taking a step towards having an experience in another country.
Of course, yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, we can speak also a little bit about the international programs of Connect, in particular about Leader program. In particular, our organization is development path for young talents in order to, let's say, facilitate and enhance the possibility to move abroad or to know different cultures. For example, we are organizing weekend abroad, we are organizing meetings abroad in order to understand the culture, in particular the business environment of some particular countries. So, do you think also this kind of program for the people, maybe based in Italy or that want to move abroad, can be also useful for young talents? I think that, do you think this program can also help people to understand how to deal with a different environment abroad, for example, I don't know, the UK environment? Do you think this could be a good solution in order to understand a little bit how to deal with this different situation?
I think that the effort of Connect toward the program that you just described, Leaders, is remarkable. I think that and by the way, I discussed the design of the leaders program in a previous occasion, even with Fabrizio, and I completely agree with the importance of giving an opportunity like this to people which are part of Connect.
Yeah.
Because what effectively a member of Connect will get out of it is, I guess, inspiration.
Yeah.
And you only get inspiration by spending time sharing and working with inspiring people. And I think that leaders, regardless of the number of attendants, regardless of the location where it's going to take place, regardless of on the variety of the on the number of programs, I think giving an opportunity to the members of talent to work alongside leaders, experience a little bit of internationalities, and being inspired is one of the highest objectives that Connect as a community could achieve, because that's the end point of it all, giving inspiration to the new generations.
Yeah, this is the purpose of our program. Okay, so let's come back to you, Marco. Which are the most, let's say, your plans for the future? What do you plan to do in the future professional development?
Well, you're asking me this question at the right time frame. Effectively, I'm trying to re-challenge myself to see what I want to do when I get old. And the easy answer to this is I have some experience in sales, some experience in marketing. I could develop into more senior roles in what I'm doing now, so more senior marketing roles, more senior sales role, and eventually leading a business unit. That's a very appealing proposition to me. Yeah. On the other end, when you get exposure to several people, ideas, geographies, you kind of challenge yourself to see what you can do on your own, or even with someone, but on a smaller scale, and therefore the entrepreneurial world suddenly becomes more appealing, partly because you can re-challenge yourself in an area where you are less confident, but which is equally interesting, and also because you learn to spot niches in the market that could be very, very appealing, and skill together with passion could become success. And I think if you put a lot of passion and you got the required skills to identify the right niche, you can actually develop a good business proposition to be successful on your own or on a smaller business venture as well. So on one side, I'm pretty much thinking about focusing 100% of my career, but within the company I'm with, but with an eye open to opportunities outside of it, should one day I prefer to take a step towards the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah, of course, it is the natural development of your career path. So, before closing, one thing that should be interesting for our audience is, can you give an advice to young professionals in order to develop their professional skills, in order to have a satisfactory career, in order to reach their goals? Which is your advice?
Thank you for this question, by the way. This is probably the question I like the most of all, which is because it gives me the opportunity to make a claim.
Yeah.
I believe that opportunities do not float in the clouds. I believe that opportunities are always linked to people.
Yeah.
And as such, I would one advice I would give to any young professional or even any young graduate is follow the people that inspire you the most. Try and surround yourself in sport, in love, at work, even spiritually. Try and surround yourself with people that you find inspiring. Work with them, work alongside them, and treasure that inspiration, and try and make the best and improve every single day in every area of your life, following people that are adding something to yourself. And this is what I tried to do and what I'm trying to do now. Stay close to the people that matter and that inspire you. That's the advice I'd like to give.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Very good advice. Thank you very much indeed, Marco. And so, thank you for participating in our interviews.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for involving me.
Okay, and hope to see you soon. And thank you again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.